Hi guys, so the war between Iran and Israel is definitely scheduled to take place. We know NATO won't be involved, we know Qatar won't be involved. The US is considering withdrawing its troops from Syria, taking away the funding for the US backed forces over there. We already know they stopped funding the White Helmets as well. So there's a lot of things leading to this potential war with Iran. Things that are acting as a deterrent are like Russia having their fighter jets and bombers in Iran. That would obviously deter an attack that you want to involve Russia. But if it gets to the point where Iran is actually enriching its uranium, I think Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu will take that leap. However, Donald Trump is constrained because of what Congress has just done, which I reported on, I think it was last week or the week before, passing a law that says it's illegal for Donald Trump to declare war on Iran without the approval of Congress. So if Congress doesn't approve a war with Iran, it kind of ties Donald Trump's hands in relation to assisting Israel if they're under attack by Iran. So it seems as if everyone is stepping back from Israel and sort of allowing Iran to have the potential to attack them, which is all biblical. So we're right on track. So this report reads: Iran is to inform the UN nuclear watchdog in Vienna on Tuesday, June the 6th. Oh, sorry, it hasn't happened yet. Tuesday, June 6th. That's not right. That'll be Thursday, June 6th. Of its decision to increase uranium enrichment capacity in response to the US exit from the 2015 nuclear accord. Iran's Atomic Energy Organization spokesman announcing this did not mention a date for this process to begin or the grade of enrichment. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei said Monday night, I have ordered Iran's Atomic Energy Agency to be prepared to upgrade our uranium enrichment capacity if the 2015 nuclear deal with the world powers falls apart after the US withdrawal. So, Deb Kafar reported on May 24th that if Iran returned to expanding uranium enrichment, the US and Israel were prepared to attack its enrichment facilities and other key nuclear facilities to prevent the Islamic Republic from resuming its progress towards a nuclear weapon capability. That's a direct attack on Iran, exactly what I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. Now that Tehran is taking that step, it is up to President Trump to decide on America's response. Well, it's really up to Congress. His decision will be coloured heavily by his fast approaching summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in Singapore on June 12th. Kim Jong-un, who is meeting with President Bashar al-Assad sometime this week and has been invited to see Putin. I think that's going on in September, though. So a lot going on. To convince Kim that he is coming well armed for demanding the total dismantling of Pyongyang's nuclear and ballistic programs. Trump may find it necessary to meet Iran's decision to expand uranium enrichment with a military response. Khamenei's step gives Trump a very tight timeline for a decision. It was also time to override the objections of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's European trip. The European signatories of the deal, Germany, France, and the UK, have been scrambling to save the nuclear deal by diplomatic efforts to persuade Iran to limit its ballistic missile program and expansionist activities in the Middle East. Khamenei made it clear that the two issues are non-negotiable, as Israel warned them would happen. Netanyahu therefore finds their leaders floundering for their next step. Now the statement by NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg this week that the alliance would not back Israel if it came under attack from Iran comes closer to reality than before. So too does Khamenei's decision on May 29th to replace the commander of the Qatam al-Abiyan al-Binya Air Defense Headquarters, General Fazad Ismail, which is in charge of Iran's air defenses and charge of his air defenses, and appointed his deputy brigade general as acting commander after two Israel F-35 stealth fighters flew over Iran's nuclear facilities and left Iranian airspace unnoticed. And all of that was reported over the last couple of months. So it's all coming to a head now. Iran is ready to begin its enrichment, and that will mean an attack on Iran will come shortly after. So keep an eye out for that. A state of emergency has been declared in Guatemala. This is after the death toll has risen to 62 people You know, it's a dreadful thing that's going on. There was no warning that this was going to happen. So when these volcano observatory people are saying, "Oh, there's no signs of this happening," sometimes there is no signs. Things can just happen all of a sudden. So it's interesting that a state of emergency is declared in Guatemala, a state of emergency is declared in Hawaii. You've still got the emergency that's continued over the last year in Puerto Rico. All these countries seem to be getting taken down one by some form of air quotes natural disaster. So it's important to watch when you're reading signs or reading reports of scientists downplaying fears about the Mauna Loa uh, volcano, which is basically Kilaueas' twin sister, sitting across, and it is currently, the alert level has currently been raised at that volcano. So it's possible that it could blow, and there could be two erupting volcanoes happening on the Big Island in Hawaii. And finally, Steamboat Geyser has erupted for the 8th time this March. Do not listen to the volcano observatory people. This is clearly a sign that there's some unusual activity taking place at Yellowstone, and this is at the same time as the other volcanoes are erupting. So you guys pay close attention. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and God bless.